Friends, we are deep in this series where we're discussing about the evolution of purpose. We're asking this question: does purpose evolve? The answer, of course, is yes. Do you evolve? Before you can look at me with eyes as big as bags or as big as saucepans, the answer is yes, you do evolve. You might not change, become whiter or taller or whatever it is, but the essence of your life evolves the more you apply yourself to it. The more you apply yourself to your purpose, the more you apply yourself to the things that matter, you evolve. You mature, you grow with them, you see things in a different way because you set yourself to do it. And so today we're going to go deeper, even as we're discussing and answering that question: does purpose evolve? The answer, of course, we've already given you. It is an emphatic yes. But why are we saying this? We're saying this because people sometimes, when you start talking about purpose, they start dropping very many things that they were doing, thinking that, oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Why am I'm not doing the thing that is purposeful. No, that is part of the evolution of purpose. You might be doing mathematics and you need to be a chef. It's part and parcel of the evolution of purpose. Don't drop it. All right, let's go deeper. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Life Signatures episodes are brought to you by AfricanBooks.com, which is an online ebook platform that seeks to broadcast the African Christian voice to the world. As such, they have become a hub for African content, connecting African writers and publishers with a global reading audience. Publishing your books on their site is free and easy, with authors having full control over their content and the price they choose to sell at it. I was personally blown away by the concept that AfricanBooks.com is coming up with. Things like no content from their site or their app is going to be run on laptops so that people can easily copy. In other words, your content as a writer is restricted from digital multiplication or digital copying, so you remain intact with your information. And the other concept that I got so blown away with was the fact that in some time to come, in due course, AfricanBooks.com will be starting to announce African Writer of the Year. In other words, there will be competitions in all African countries to figure out who is the best published author. And I also fell in love with the fact that countries can actually compete against each other. We can have African authors going at it after each other, and your book as an author will be reviewed and have some stars and recommended upon that particular platform. The thing is that it's an answer to Amazon.com. You know, with Amazon, what happens? You've got to have an account in the Americas or whatever, or in Europe before you can get paid as an author. But here, the local currency is in play and the local means of getting paid are in play. So to get started, go to AfricanBooks.com as an author or as a publisher, and even as a reader if you wanted to read your African favorite authors. Enjoy. One beautiful thing about life is that The equalizer is purpose. All of us have things that we are intended to do. If I will tell you that all the things that you see around you, the wood, the trees, the living things and the non-living things, they were intended for something. If a tree was intended for something, a friend of mine told me, if a snail leaves a mark on the ground, what about you, the child of the Most High God, the child of the living God? You have purpose. I do have purpose. And I know sometimes when we talk about these things, they unsettle people. And that's why I'm asking this question. Does purpose evolve? People get so unsettled when you talk about purpose, especially those ones who do not have purpose clarified and they are not doing it. In fact, by the way, did you know there's some very many people who are already doing their purpose even though they haven't clarified it? So when you talk about purpose, they're like, I don't know. And yet when you watch what they are doing with passion, you'll be shocked. Nobody else does what they're doing, and they're so good at it. It's transformative, it's impactful, it is changing lives, it's reaching out to very many people. But just the fact that they haven't realized it is purpose, they think they don't have purpose. But also on the other hand, there are very many people who are doing things that they're just doing for the sake of survival, for the sake of putting food on the table, and therefore they do not know what their purpose is. And when you talk about purpose, it unsettles them. I'm here to tell you that there is nothing useless under the sun. You might have done mathematics while in school, and right now you're a chef. That mathematics wasn't useless. You might have done computer science, and now you are a writer. It is not useless what you did. Let me tell you this. All these things we go through in life are part of our evolution. There is nothing useless. For example, I did management information systems. Am I using that in my purpose pursuit and in my deployment of purpose? No, I'm not. But it has contributed a great deal. If I gave you the trajectory of my life, you will not say that I reached where I am today or I'm doing the things that I'm doing today. I would have done that devoid of the management information systems that I used or I studied. There is an evolution of purpose regardless of where you're going to start. You might start 90 degrees far. You might start so far away, totally unrelated. But let me tell you something about God. God connects even the most unrelated things on the face of the earth to create a masterpiece of purpose. And your life is part and parcel of that. So I got the revelation that I shouldn't stop doing things, because they are not purposeful or they are not in line with my purpose. I got the revelation that I should do everything that there is to do that is in front of me today. And then the evolution of my purpose is going to continue even as I put my hands on the plow. So one day, as I wrote that poem I told you about yesterday, I said, given to you is this day. What do you need to do with it? Live it fully in a selfless way, and tomorrow's sorrows let rest. So forget about tomorrow's sorrows. Stop putting them forward. You will meet them there when they come. Today is the day to deploy yourself. Today is the day to live. Whether you know what your purpose is or not. Yes, ask the questions. Seek clarity. The Bible says, ask and you shall be given to you. Seek and find and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. Ask. A-S-K. Ask, seek, knock. Keep doing that. But as you do also, I love that scripture because it talks about action. The action is not just in the asking. Add seeking to your asking and add knocking. Knocking is basically trying this and trying that. Whatever is in front of you today, knock with it, right? So the verdict is clearly your purpose and mine will first of all be realized after a period of seeking. It's going to take some time of rumination. You're not going to ask, God, tell me what my purpose is. And He say, yes, your purpose is A, B, C, and D. I have never found a human being who has met God and God has told them that on the first day of asking. There is always going to be dropped inside of you a desire to seek. For some reason, purpose is supposed to be sought. And for some reason, purpose is supposed to be discovered. it is supposed to be discovered. What is the purpose of discovery? Discovery is like an adventure. You are involved in the seeking. You are involved in the discovery. It is not given. Let me just state that. Purpose is not given. It's not even maybe revealed. People normally want to do that. God revealed to me what my purpose is. You're going to discover it. It might not be revealed. It's going to be discovered. And we've written a book about this actually. The book is called Discover 8 Milestones on Your Journey to Your Purpose. And it's a book through which we are using to educate people on purpose discovery, discovering, owning, and deploying their purpose in 8 weeks at $550. You can find that information on livesignatures.life. So I believe that purpose is not something that you put on or off. It's not like you switch it on, you switch it off, you switch it on and you switch it off. I however, believe that purpose is to our lives what our hearts are to our bodies. I kid you not. And without it, our lives basically malfunction. We are not the same. We might pretend, we might have temporary pleasures here and there, enjoyment here and there, fulfillment here and there, but our lives will ultimately malfunction as long as we do not have purpose documented and purpose fulfilled in our lives. So I believe that our hearts are important. The same way our hearts are important to our bodies, that's the same way life purpose is important to our lives. So here then is the verdict to the question that I have been posing. Does purpose evolve? I've already given you the answer. Yes, your purpose will evolve. However, this evolution will not necessarily be too different from what it already is or what you already know. I mean, you will not discover your purpose as someone who is in the encouragement niche of life, and then you end up as someone who is a calculator of mathematics and equations. No, it's going to be evolving in just the same way, but they may be totally different expression at the end of the day. So I'll explain further about that in the episode tomorrow. But what we are saying is that your purpose is not going to be revealed for the most part. Those of you who are seeking a revelation of purpose, your purpose is going to be discovered. And that's one of the biggest reasons as to why purpose does evolve. When you discover and you start working on it, it starts improving, it starts growing, it starts impacting, it starts expressing itself in a different dimension, and so on and so forth. So tomorrow, even as we go deeper into this, we'll explain why this revelation is important, that your purpose evolves. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.